You're watching my series on how to become a cabin crew. This is the initial round on the day of the interview, which actually gets you shortlisted to be one of the candidates for that final interview. We're also going to be making a few videos regarding the final interview, but to get to that, you have to clear this round. So how important is this round and what exactly is this round all about? I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys today and share my tips and experiences and tell you how exactly you can score this round and make sure you stand out amongst the rest of the candidates. So you all know, being a cabin crew, one of your primary jobs is to talk. Yes. Not just talk to people or passengers on the flight, but you will also be talking to people when you're at the hotel, when you're getting ready in your uniform to get onto that bus, or when you're at the airport. People talk to you all the time. You're actually a celebrity. In fact, I still remember I was in the lift once, and this gentleman walked up to me and he looked at my hair. I used to do French twist at that point in time, and he asked me if my hair are real. And I looked at him. As much as I wanted to roll my eyes for those few seconds, I smiled and politely told him that they're real, and I actually put in an hour of my effort to look exactly like this. And then he laughed. But this is what I'm talking about. You'll be actually doing a lot of public speaking, not just per se in front of a mic or in front of a camera, but to real people. So that is why this round is very, very important, because the assessors are not just looking at what exactly are you talking about, but the way you deliver your content, the way you're able to manage people around you, the way you're able to put your opinion while not interrupting anybody else, the way you're able to handle the stress that comes along while you're having a conversation with someone, but at the same time, at the back of your mind, you have so many things going on because you still have to do your work. They're also looking at how are you saying what you're saying, how you're seated, how are your facial expressions, what is your body language. So everything is a package. So you have to make sure that you do this right. So what really happens is that you will be segregated in groups of maybe 10s or 15s, and then the interviewer will give you a topic of discussion. Now this could be anything, an airline related topic, a non-airline related topic. Remember, you do not have to think too much about it, because it's not really about your views. Yes, of course, whatever you say has to make sense. If people are talking about food, you can't talk about makeup. They're entirely two different things. So you have to make sure whatever you say does make sense. But then also remember, this is not a fight. You don't have to win. This is just a platform where people or interviewers want to see how you put your opinion across. In this kind of a discussion, sometimes a lot of people might be talking because, everybody wants to say their point of view. But you should not be the one who should be seen interrupting anybody, because as much as you want to put your point across, you do not interrupt anybody. So if someone's talking, don't just go out there, listen to me, I have something to say. For example, if I have to say, I love my job and I love serving people, that's the best part about my job. You could say, and I completely agree with you. This is the job that everyone should love because it comes with so many benefits. So this is what you should do. Do not interrupt, but find those few seconds of opportunity where you could put yourself with your opinion in a very, very smooth way. And I just showed you how you could do that. The next thing that you should not do is to remain silent. Well, you have to make sure that you make your presence felt, because if you do not speak up, the people will never know that you exist. But again, I understand that it becomes very, very difficult because, everyone's talking and everyone's trying to make sure that they say their piece. One of the things that I would suggest for you to make sure you do if you don't get those few seconds and at the same time you do not remain silent is, when someone finishes their statement, you could probably just put up your hand and say, may I say something, or may I give my opinion on this? This also goes to show that you're trying to get that authoritative position, not very aggressively, but in a very assertive manner. Again, when you're doing that, you have to remember that they're looking for somebody who is confident, not overconfident, not underconfident. So when you're saying your piece, make sure that you maintain a proper eye contact with everyone, and not just look above when you're giving your opinion, because that goes to show that you just want to say whatever you want to say. Or don't look down when you're saying something, because then that goes to show that you're not confident. So maintain that eye contact and maintain that smile when you're talking to people during that, or when you're saying your piece or your opinion about something. Which brings us to the other topic, which is when you are doing that, make sure you maintain your calm, your compose, and the posture, because more often than not, when you get that chance, you want to be very aggressive, you want to put your point across. Sometimes you end up pointing fingers at people, sometimes you don't realize, but you use your hands too much, and then you invade into someone's space. So keep your hands to yourself. If you want to move them, just make sure you use your own space. Do also remember that, you know, your body language plays a part. So when you're trying to put your opinion across, don't just get too forward, don't bend too forward. Or when you're trying to listen to somebody, because you know it's not your time, you tend to slouch sometimes, and that shows that you're disinterested. Don't do that. When someone else is talking, make sure you smile and you acknowledge at all times, because that is also a part of being a cabin crew, that you need to listen to people, you need to smile and acknowledge when they're talking. You have to remember that content matters. So you can't just say anything in that few minutes that you've gotten, or few seconds that you've gotten. Get yourself into the right frame of what you want to convey. Keep it short, keep it simple. Make sure you're not the only one who's talking. If someone has given you the opportunity, make it worthwhile by just saying what you need to say. You do not ask questions. What do you guys think? Do you really think the food has gone bad? Do you think the airline does not invest time? Don't ask leading questions. Say statements whenever you're saying your content, because the idea here, as I said, is not to start another discussion. Yeah. And one of the things that I would suggest you to do, because as a cabin crew, you should always be seen taking initiatives, especially when you're new. I would suggest that volunteer to be a timekeeper. Something that nobody does. So, you know, the assessor can see that you're different from the others, you're willing to help. To sum it up, as I said, do not interrupt, but don't be silent at the same time. Be confident, don't be shy, don't be jittery, maintain a positive bodily language throughout the assessment. Also remember the tone, the content that you're dealing with is very, very important. Make sure you're not dominating the whole interview, but at the same time, or the assessment, but at the same time take initiatives like timekeeping and things like that. And yes, that's how you can be different from the rest of the people. So I'm really glad I could share this with you guys, and I really hope this is helpful to you. If you like what I've shared, please like my video, do subscribe to my channel. As I always say, I'm here with you. You're not alone. I'm going to be guiding you through this whole process and sharing with you very, very specific information. I love you all.